Hi, my name is Dr. Darshana and today we are going to understand about vomiting and diarrhea, a parent's perspective and what all you should know. So what are the objectives that we are going to cover today? So we'll understand what exactly is diarrhea and what is vomiting. What are the causes which cause vomiting? What are the causes which cause diarrhea? What are the symptoms in diarrhea? What are the symptoms in vomiting? What all you should know to recognize the early signs of dehydration? Which diet you should consume when having diarrhea or vomiting? How should you prevent this to happen further, and when you should seek urgent help from doctors? So let's understand about diarrhea. Diarrhea is basically increase in the frequency of the stools along with a change in the consistency to more of a watery or a loose stool. So what exactly is vomiting? Vomiting is a projectile removal of contents in the stomach by the body. Now basically diarrhea and vomiting are to remove or get rid of something that is causing irritation to your gut. So let's understand the causes of vomiting and diarrhea. So the most common cause is a viral cause. Viral cause usually requires no or less treatment, just hydration part. It is very contagious and spreads very easily. For the bacterial diarrhea, it can be caused by E. coli, Salmonella, Shigella. These are the common ones which cause. There can be blood and mucus in the stool, and antibiotic is required for the treatment of this diarrhea. What are the other causes? Food poisoning. Basically that means there is toxin produced by the bacteria in the food. So body wants to get rid of the toxin. That's why the body will have vomiting and diarrhea. Then there can be food intolerance. Like you must have heard of lactose intolerance. The body has a reduced enzyme to digest this lactose component, which causes more frequent stools and hence diarrhea. Other causes include like parasites. Ant amoeba can also cause diarrhea. The rare causes are inflammatory bowel disease, Crohn's disease, intussusception. So these you should keep in the mind, but these are very uncommon. So age specifically, what you should remember about diarrhea. See, 0 to 1 year baby can remove a lot of fluid out and it can cause serious dehydration, and we don't really know what the baby is trying to convey at this point. So it becomes very important in 0 to 12 months to go to a doctor if there is diarrhea. So signs of dehydration have to be checked in 0 to 12 months especially. From 1 year to 3 years, so the baby can communicate a little bit better, but still, they cannot convey the severity of their cramps, etc. Also, they start going to preschool by this age, so they get infections pretty often. From 3 to 5 years now, they can convey it well to you, but again, going to school, doing different things, that can again cause a lot of infection. Children, especially in the toddler age group, put everything in their mouth, so that can again be a risk of infection. So as parents, we should know the early signs of dehydration to recognize them and act upon swiftly. So what exactly are the symptoms of diarrhea? So as we discussed, diarrhea is increase in the frequency of your stools. So this can vary depending upon the age. So we'll have to check that according to the age, how much is the normal pattern for each age. But along with this, there is increase in the watery consistency of the stool. So before, if it was pasty consistency, now it will be more like a watery and loose stool. What other symptoms that we can see in diarrhea is bloating, feeling, a distension of the stomach. There can be an urgency to pass stool. There can also be some indigestion. Baby might feel crampy, always touching the stomach, getting irritated, fussy. So all these are the symptoms of diarrhea. Let's understand what is vomiting. So projectile removal of the contents of the stomach, forcefully or not, projectile or not. So basically, what is the content of the stool or of the vomiting is what we are keen to know. A green vomitus is a danger sign. What is nausea? So the feeling of uneasiness that you get before removing out these contents is basically nausea. There can also be like a dry heaving where you feel like you're going to vomit but nothing really comes out. That is called as dry heaving. So let's understand what are the signs of dehydration. So dehydration in babies can be more severe compared to adults because their body has more water content and they can lose this water content quite quickly. Okay, so dehydration is like an emergency. So let's understand from head to toe how to know what are the signs if your baby is dehydrated or not. So if your anterior fontanelle is sunken, if your eyeballs are feeling dry and they are sunken inside, if their baby is crying but there are no tears coming out, if oral mucosa, nasal mucosa appears to be very dry, the skin in general is very dry, the baby may even have rapid breathing and discomfort, crying continuously. But what is the treatment? So oral rehydrating solution is the best treatment. WHO certified ORS is what we have to use. You have to mix that powder in 1 liter of water. Now giving frequent small sips helps usually. So below 6 months you can continue breastfeeding your child or even giving formula if you're giving formula in general. So small increased frequency of formula can be given. What basically ORS does, it replenishes all the electrolytes and sugars that the body has lost while removing the fluid out of the body. So your vomiting and diarrhea has a lot of electrolytes and water that is pulled out. So this oral rehydrating solutions provides you with sugars and electrolytes, which are the main thing to help your body replenish the fluids back. What are the other things that you can give in older children? In older children more than 6 months, you can give soups, you can give more watery foods like chas, you can give coconut water, you can give lime water to replenish if they are not taking ORS very willingly. Avoid sugary drinks that are available in the market which are not a substitute to the ORS. Sugar in general will increase the diarrhea in children. So what is the diet that we can give to children while having nausea and vomiting and diarrhea? So BRAT is the name used for that diet. It stands for banana, rice, applesauce and toast. But this is not the only diet that you can give. You can give easily digestible cereals, curd rice, or whatever the child generally is accepting. But what you should not give is fatty food or sugary drinks and dairy products. What you should concentrate more on is hydration. Avoid force feeding, follow their appetite, listen to their cues more. Because nausea, they usually don't eat a lot during this period. But you can slowly transition to their normal diet once the diarrhea is reduced. So what are the red flag signs that you should be looking for? First is blood in stools. That is not a good sign. You must investigate. Second is abdominal cramps. Severe abdominal cramps need examination and further investigations. Similarly, look for signs of dehydrations, the one that which we have listed before, or severe fever like more than 102 degree Fahrenheit could mean that it's a red flag sign and you must investigate and seek help from your doctor in such situations. Also, if the diarrhea is continuing for more than 2 days in children who are 1 year and older, and even more than 24 hours in children 1 year and less. So that is another red flag sign that could cause a lot of water loss. So it needs to be investigated and checked by the doctor. So how do we prevent such further episodes of diarrhea and vomiting? First basic is hand washing. So hand washing before touching your baby, or even routinely a 20-minute wash before and after every procedure you do with the baby is very important. Also, the surfaces the baby comes in contact with needs to be clean. So the mat that you're using, the toys that the baby is going to put in the mouth. So these are the potential sources the baby is going to catch, especially in that mouthing phase when everything and anything is in the mouth of the baby. Also, you can teach hand hygiene to babies once they grow a little bit of the age that they'll understand such things. So before eating food, after eating food, before cleaning toilet. So in such situations, it is going to drastically reduce the infections if you have taught this to your children. So what are the exactly medications, or what should you do as management of this diarrhea? So we can use certain probiotics to help in viral diarrheas. There is evidence that this helps but may not help in each and every diarrhea. There is zinc, a vitamin that is used to heal the lining of the intestine. We can use that of a proper prescription from a doctor. See, every diarrhea is different and it needs proper assessment. So that's why history, detailed examination is going to help you. I hope you have learned something from this video and you have understood the basics of what is diarrhea, of what is vomiting, and how can you prevent such episodes and how can you manage them, and how to keep your child hydrated, know the signs of dehydration. I hope you like this video.